Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the session. I am Timothy the Cannabis Bear. Joining me today, introduce yourself, fella.
This is Brad from Hot Box Breaks.
Jimmy Jam.
Captain didn't learn from his first mistake.
Yeah, pretty much.
God damn, how you doing, everybody? Thank you for joining us again. So, topic number one, something near and dear to you, Brad. Your boy MJF getting that Bobby Lashley rub.
I'm not gonna lie. When I finally watched the recap of it, because I didn't watch it live, because AEW sucks. I thought
Allegedly,
he was gonna get his ass kicked. Like it looked like Shelton was going out there to drag him up for Bobby to smack him around.
I mean, okay. Where you think they going with this?
Uh, Honestly, going by the conversations you, me, and the conspiracy king here has had, I feel like he's gonna be getting his ass beat by somebody, and I feel like it's gonna be soon. And I feel like you are correct with that's how we get a true baby face out of MJF.
Yeah, no. No. No.
Ladies and
Hurt's in
gentlemen.
babyface, and MJF needs to be a straight heel. He needs to keep a heel.
Oh,
He
so
needs to
you
be.
want to see the Hurt business turn babyface?
Hell yes. Fucking push him to the goddamn moon. Put him on a rocket. Set him up.
See, okay. The group only works if they heal.
Because baby faces don't hurt people.
Yeah. Three
Yeah, but
big, three big African American men roaming around just beating the shit out of white people ain't something,
I'm
Usually
okay
most,
with it. I'm alright
usually,
with it.
usually most white people want to see and then call it a baby face. I don't think those are gonna work. You know what I
I,
mean?
I think the times are different. I think that now the bad guys are the cool guys. You know,
That
people
doesn't make them baby
it
faces.
doesn't matter. They're still gonna get fucking dude. Push them to the moon. They're fucking people realize that they're an actual fucking legit team. So push them to the moon. Let these other fucking flip floppers that
See,
goddamn
see, that's
push.
where the problem originally started. You just said they are a legit team. No, what they are a collective of legit badass athletes. But
Oh,
Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are not a tag team. They are not a tag team. I repeat, they are not a fucking tag team.
Here.
I do not want to get used to Bobby Lashley being a tag team guy. He is
no,
a world champion and has been a world champion in every promotion that he has been in. Now, Shelton Benjamin is a tag team specialist because he has been a tag team champion in every promotion that he has been in, plus a mid card title here or there. So no. They not a team. They're a
Okay.
faction. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're a faction for sure.
Now,
Forgetting
my
they,
question is,
the
my
trio champion, the 4-pack, 6-pack champs, and the 10-pack plus one butcher or baker special fucking championships.
The
well,
half a dozen plumber.
There you go, plus a plumber.
okay. So if I were booking the Hurt Syndicate, right,
All right.
I would have strapped the Ring of Honor World Championship on Shelton Benjamin,
Yep.
and I would have Bobby Lashley standing over John Moxley's body every week until I get to a big ass pay per view where I can sell me at least for AEW 15,000 seats. I mean, they desperate for like 10,000 seats. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
They're
But
still trying to
yeah. I
get
would have
involved.
put. See, I would have put the two singles titles on. Then I'd have waited till Shelton came. Then I'd have, flipped that thing and gave them the tag team belt. I found him another partner. A la,
Cedric Alexander.
yeah, he was the original fourth member of the Hurt Business when they was in the WWE getting that shit over.
Yeah, so bring Cedric in and have him just pummel the crap out of MJF.
Yeah, and then you can
Or
slide you can slide the title on Cedric and Shelton, and Bobby can beat the hell out of John Moxley, and there you go, boom.
what if, hear me out on this, so MJF's got to hurt somebody or something, right?
Well, he
He goes
already
out.
hurt top. Well, he already hurt Top Flight both on screen, off screen, on they push, off they push.
I
He
get that. What if he's like, how he goes through the audience sometimes? What if he just goes up to an audience and just beats the crap out of this person and ends up being Cedric? And that's when the Hurt Syndicate goes, oh, hell no. That's our boy,
okay.
Cedric.
Let me piggyback off what you're saying.
And then
So
Wardlow comes
no,
back in.
so you AEW, you put Cedric in the front row of the show.
Yep, as a
He
guest.
he got on his suit because that they thing they wear their suit. So he got on his suit,
Yep.
sitting in the front row, watching his boys. MJF go over to my homie and pie face him and start the whole thing. Now, see, I can get behind that, and I can get behind anything that get Wardlow back on TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Wardlow comes back to MJF's kind of, as
Yeah,
MJF
cause see,
hired month.
why Wardlow gonna come back to say MJF? You know why? Cause he's the babyface in this scenario. You can't get around it. He's the one that's gonna turn babyface.
Wardlow?
No, MJF.
MJF.
Oh, MJF.
Yeah,
That's how
you
you
can't
get Wardlow back.
you can't get around turning MJF babyface. You can't
Yeah.
get around the fact that the Hurt Business should be in the Death Rider spot. They the bad guys around here should be picking on people. You get what I'm saying?
As far as the audience goes, though, they're putting them as the baby faces.
Yeah.
Or
The
or you
audience got
yeah.
the audience got their choices. But in order for this shit to make sense on TV and in a story, MJF have to be the babyface because Wardlow's not coming back to save a heel. Nobody gives a fuck about a heel getting his ass kicked. They prefer it usually.
And then save the heel MJF for later down the road.
MJF's gonna be your John Cena.
MJF is he's gonna be your Cody Rhodes. He would
He
be one
gonna
of
be
the
he gonna be your blistering fucking babyface. That's what he gonna be. Now I don't know.
Stone Cold, like a modern day Stone Cold with the flair of like Ric Flair.
Well, actually,
Because Stone Cold originally was cool, but
he
people
would be
just
more
said, like,
accurately described as a babyface Roddy Piper. That's who he is.
okay,
But
I go for that.
the problem is, if you look at the Hurt Syndicate, right? Tell me how you don't see a modern NWO. And how can I not put the belt on Lashley, who would be my Hogan in this scenario?
Lashley needs to have the belt, or he at least needs to be challenging for the belt all the time. I mean, if he's going to be in the heel, if he's going to be a heel, then he needs to either have the strap, and then the babyface is constantly going, after the strap. You put him
See,
as the
here's
strap
why
and
Bobby
the slap.
Lashley and them make the better heel. It's more believable to believe that a guy, an Olympic medalist type guy like Bobby Lashley, ain't no Olympic medalist, but he's an MMA world champion. He's been trained in the military. He's just a legit badass. MVP, a jiu-jitsu champion. Shelton Benjamin, a fucking amateur wrestler. They badasses beyond badass. So I suppose they supposed to be kicking people's ass. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, I could see keeping him as a bad guy. They come in and they
hurt
they're
people.
yeah, they hurt people. That's the guys that you're rooting for. They're gonna come in and hurt them. Okay. So you're still gonna have your people in the crowd. They're just gonna chant, we hurt people. Just gonna
And you
have
know
them.
how the Horseman got over? Before they turned Ric Flair babyface, he was a heel.
That's true.
And every time he turned babyface, he turned right back heel.
Mm-hmm.
Because a babyface only cool for a certain amount of time. That's why Cody off TV now. Because if you just had him on TV, what would he be doing?
Been on TV for a minute, has he?
I just got one thing there, Nick. Will you give me back my fucking lighter?
Hell no, man.
You fucking stealing it. That's all. I'm done.
Damn. Hey, Brad, you got. I'm the only one that ain't got a haircut, ladies and gentlemen. But Brad got that John Cena.
Why you gotta talk about my yarmulke? For those that didn't see, hello.
Oh shit.
It's not good around in the sun, man. Like I said, wrong melanin.
Yeah. So, Brad,
Have you
you're
ever
an MJF guy. Where you want it to go? You're an MJF guy. Where you want it to go?
Like I said, he's gonna get his ass whooped. Cedric. I see Cedric in the front, like, oh, check it out here, like they did with what's his nuts, Phoenix or whatever during WrestleMania shit on WWE.
Oh no, I thought you was finna go. I thought you was finna make me have a rant. I thought you was finna say that other guy. I thought you was finna bring that shit up with Ricochet, and I was gonna go on a rant. I was gonna fucking lose it in here.
Oh no,
Ricochet. Get me started.
Hey, make that money.
Man,
But and I feel like MJF's gonna go over, talk some shit, and then he's gonna get the thumbs down from him, and Cedric's gonna beat his ass. And oh look, Cedric's back, and then you got your heel faction. MJF turns babyface. Wardlow comes back, and
but see, the problem is Tony Khan. He tip his pitches. He already flirting with the whole they don't like each other by him calling him Bob, the way he called him Bob. You see what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah, he already doing that little snarky shit. You feel me? So I already know he gonna fuck around and say something, and neither one of them
do
MVP.
something like that night, like when he jumped on Bobby Lashley, like a happy little girl, jumping on his favorite accessory.
Hey man, okay, I'm gonna equate this to something you might not be old enough to remember, Brad. James,
very often.
1989, James, WCW.
Okay.
Ole Anderson, Owen Anderson, Ric Flair, and Sting.
What about the Four Horsemen?
Okay, the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, you remember that angle? Sting was the United States champion, for those who don't know. He had just won that belt and got himself a guaranteed world title shot. And the champion of the world at that time, you guessed it, ladies and gentlemen, was his stablemate, Ric Flair. So
Yeah.
Tony's watching classic WCW TV and was like, yo, what if we did this with the heels and we put MJF in the hurt? That's what this is. This is Sting and the Horseman 89.
This is when fucking that was like right before Bischoff stepped in and fucking actually turned WCW into something. Because it was failing worse than fucking XFL.
No. 89 was
Oh no,
89 and Bischoff came in like 92.
92 is when he came in. That was 3 years later because
Yeah.
wasn't was
He got
Dusty or Flair booking then?
when he came in, it was Ole.
Oh, that's right. Because yeah.
Ole took over for Watts, who had took over for Dusty, but Ole didn't want to fight. I mean, Watts didn't want to fight Dusty. Yeah,
So Tony's just doing fucking 89 WCW in 2025.
yeah, but nobody caught that but though. I just equated it because that's how it looks to me. You know what I mean? You got Happy MJF jumping up and down thinking, I'm about to get over. And if I'm Bobby Lashley, yeah, I'm going to put you in world title contention
See,
because I know I can break you in half and take that championship whenever I want to.
I took it as this was the Nation of Domination and MJF was Owen Hart. Remember when
Now,
Owen Hart joined the Nation as the Black Heart or whatever?
the problem with that is Owen Hart is a legit badass and MJF is just MJF.
I get that, but that's to me what I thought it was. I thought it was like that Attitude Era, you know, Nation when Owen Hart was in with them, and then
Okay.
they all
So
they all expanded and went like in their own single careers.
so
You know,
so
got
he
or
either
got
way it go, he's recycling gimmicks. And who comes to MJF? We got Wardlow so far. I say Hammerstone. And who else you got?
wait, didn't um right. What about what? Oh, what about no? You can't do Offspring.
Why he a babyface? MJF would be a babyface. You can do Osprey.
Either Osprey or Samoa Joe.
Oh,
Ooh, okay, okay.
Joe and Wardlow, remember that? Remember when they were a tag team? They were fucking unstoppable.
Hey, you bring in Joe and Wardlow, you can bring in Powerhouse Hobbs, and you can turn Hobbs on Joe now.
Yeah, Hobbs needs to be with the Hurt Syndicate. That motherfucker,
that's
he
what he's
needs to have a
saying.
strap
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
God damn, somebody needs to get, man, they've got some talent. AEW really does. They have the possibility of being,
The real number two
or
promotion in the world.
or to the side of, of wrestling industries, but they need to take the book away from some people and give it to
I mean,
others.
I mean that's impossible. How you gonna take the book from the boss? You can't take the book from the boss. You just gotta hope the boss can do the job.
Somebody needs to slap him across the gosh darn face and say, "Look, bitch, that's how it's going to be." I
Nah,
mean,
man. Hey,
he's got so many. He's got so many legends that are around those people and him. You know,
oh no, you
man,
just talking about people who happy to get a check. See,
yeah, I
you
think
talking about
that.
yeah, you talking about people who happy to get a check.
Hey, sometimes you gotta get that money and fuck. I get it. I get it. I'd probably do the same.
And if you get that money, you gotta shut up.
Minimal effort, collect a paycheck, let this guy do his thing, play with his toys. All
Yeah,
right.
that what they doing, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of segment one. Thank you. We'll be back shortly.